Look carefully at your world. Every event, every circumstance began in your mind first. You are not reacting to reality, you are projecting it. The moment you change the inner picture, the world must mirror the new story. You have been looking in the wrong direction your entire life, not because you are careless, not because you lack intelligence, but because everything around you, every person, every conversation, every piece of advice you have ever received has been pointing outward toward the world, toward the circumstances, toward the conditions that need to change before your life can change. And so you have spent your energy out there fixing, improving, waiting, pushing, hoping that the outer world will one day rearrange itself into the life you want. But here is what no one told you. The outer world is not the origin of your experience. It is the output of it. Everything you see around you, your relationships, your finances, your health, the opportunities that appear and the ones that never seem to arrive, none of it was born out there. All of it was born in one place only. Your mind, not your strategy, not your effort. Your mind, your consciousness. The silent, invisible world of assumption you carry inside you every moment of every day. And the instant you truly understand this, not as an idea, but as a living mechanical truth, you will never look outward for answers again. Tonight I am going to show you exactly how reality is born, where it comes from, and why changing your inner world is not spiritual wishful thinking. It is the only thing that has ever actually worked. Let me tell you about a woman I once knew. She had spent 15 years building a career in a field she had not chosen. She had stumbled into it, taken a job out of necessity, and then, year after year, had allowed the momentum of circumstance to carry her forward. She earned a good salary. She was respected in her industry. And she was completely, quietly, suffocatingly miserable. When I spoke with her, she described her life as something that had happened to her, as though she had been standing on a platform and a train had arrived, and she had simply stepped on because it was there. She did not feel like an architect. She felt like a passenger. I asked her a simple question. What did you assume about yourself when you were 22 years old and took that first job? She thought for a long moment. Then she said, I assumed I had no other options. I assumed that what I really wanted was not practical. I assumed I was not the kind of person who got to do what they loved. I said, then you built exactly that life. She looked at me as though I had said something offensive, but I had not. I had said something true. She had not been a passenger. She had been the architect. She had simply been building unconsciously from assumptions she had never examined, from a self-concept she had never chosen. This is the truth that changes everything. You are always building. You are always the architect. The only question is whether you are building deliberately or by default. Most people have a completely backwards understanding of how reality works. They believe the sequence goes like this. Something happens in the world. You perceive it. You react to it. And that reaction determines how you feel. But this is not the sequence. The true sequence is this. You hold an assumption in consciousness. That assumption shapes your perception. Your perception creates your experience, and your experience becomes the world you see. The world does not come first. The world comes last. Think about two people standing in the same room, facing the same circumstance. One of them sees opportunity, the other sees threat. They are not in different rooms. They are not looking at different things, but they are experiencing entirely different realities. Because reality is not the room. Reality is what is born from the consciousness that stands in the room. This is not poetry. This is mechanics. Your consciousness is constantly broadcasting a frequency. That frequency is your dominant assumption about yourself and about life. And the world you experience is simply that frequency made visible. If your dominant assumption is that life is a struggle, you will struggle. Not because life decided to be hard, but because that assumption shapes what you notice, what you pursue, what you attract, how you respond, and ultimately, what manifests. If your dominant assumption is that you are someone life supports, you will find support in the same world with the same laws of nature. Because reality is not out there imposing itself on you. Reality is being born moment by moment from what you are holding inside. There is a mistake that virtually everyone makes when their outer circumstances are painful. They turn their energy toward the circumstances. They analyze the problem. They strategize against it. They worry about it. They try to fix the outer condition directly as though the outer condition were the cause of their suffering, rather than its reflection. This is like standing in front of a mirror and trying to rearrange your reflection with your hands. You can push at the glass all you like. You can argue with the image. You can spend years trying to improve what you see, but the reflection will not change until the person standing in front of the mirror changes. And most people never turn around. I knew a man who had been in financial difficulty for nearly a decade. He was intelligent. He worked hard. He took advice. He read books on wealth and success. He tried different businesses, different jobs, different strategies. And every time without fail, he arrived back at the same place, struggling, stretched, watching others succeed while his efforts seemed to dissolve. When I sat with him, I did not ask him about his business strategies. I asked him about his earliest memories around money. What came out was this. He had grown up watching his father work hard and never get ahead. He had heard in 100 subtle ways that money was for other people, that the world was unfair, that people like them simply did not become wealthy. And without ever consciously choosing it, he had built his entire life around those assumptions. He was not failing because of his strategies. He was failing because his strategies were being deployed from a consciousness that did not believe in its own success. No strategy can outrun a contrary state of being. When he understood this, everything shifted. Not because he found a better plan, but because he stopped trying to change the reflection and began for the first time to change the person standing before the mirror. Within 8 months, his financial reality was unrecognizable. Here is something even more profound. Reality is not born from your past. It is not born from your future. It is born right now in this present moment, from what your consciousness is currently holding. This is why the past does not trap you. People believe they are imprisoned by what happened to them, by the failures, the losses, the wounds, but the past has no power over you unless you are imagining it right now. And if you are imagining it right now, then you are not being controlled by the past. You are choosing in this present moment to recreate a state of consciousness that was forged in the past. And that state of consciousness is what is being born as your present reality. The prison is always in the present, which means the freedom is also always in the present. I want you to understand this deeply. It is not a comforting thought. It is a structural truth. Right now, the reality you will experience tomorrow is being born in your consciousness today. Not from what happens to you today, from what you assume today, from the state you occupy today. A woman came to me who had experienced a betrayal so painful that it had closed her heart for 3 years. She had not been in a relationship since. She told me she was afraid to trust anyone again. I asked her, "What do you currently assume about the people you meet?" She said without hesitation that they will eventually let me down. I said, "Then that is the reality that is being born from your mind every single day. Not because betrayal is inevitable, but because that assumption is what your consciousness is broadcasting, and the world is answering it faithfully." She was not unlovable. She was not cursed. She was the architect of a reality built on an assumption she had accepted without question. And when she changed the assumption, the reality changed with it. Within 4 months, she met someone, not because circumstances magically rearranged, but because her consciousness had stopped building a wall and had begun to build a door. If reality is born in the mind, then the work is always inner work. Not because outer action is meaningless, but because outer action without inner change is like rearranging furniture on a ship that is heading in the wrong direction. The direction is set by the dominant assumption. Change the assumption, and every action, every conversation, every circumstance begins to move in alignment with it. So here is the practice. First, you must identify the assumption that is currently building your reality. Not the assumption you think you should have, the assumption you actually hold. To find it, look at your life. Your current circumstances are not an accident. They are not the result of luck or fate or other people's choices. They are the current output of your inner broadcast. Look at what keeps repeating in your life, and you will see the assumption running beneath it. Second, you must understand that this assumption is not a fact. It is not true because it has been your experience. It has been your experience because it has been your assumption. You are not discovering the truth of your life. You have been building it. Third, you must choose the new assumption. Not what you hope might be possible someday. What you now choose to hold as true right now. Not the desire, the state, not the longing for wealth, the assumption of wealth. Not the hope of being loved, the assumption of being someone who is loved. And fourth, you must dwell in that assumption. Not occasionally, not as a morning ritual you perform and then abandon as your natural habitual inner posture throughout the day. Because reality is not born from a single moment of inspired thinking. It is born from the sustained dominant state of your consciousness. What you consistently imagine, you consistently become. What you consistently become, you consistently experience. The world is not indifferent to you. It is not hostile. It is not random. It is responsive, perfectly, faithfully, precisely responsive to what you are. Every condition in your life is the world answering a question your consciousness has been asking. Every problem is the world reflecting an assumption back to you. Every miracle is the world catching up to a new assumption you have accepted. This is not cause for guilt. It is cause for power. Because if the world is reflecting you, then you have never been at the mercy of the world. You have only been at the mercy of an old reflection you forgot you created. A young man came to me who had applied for 12 jobs and been rejected every single time. He was beginning to believe there was something wrong with him, something the interviewers could see that he could not. I told him, they are not rejecting you, they are reflecting you. I asked what he felt inside when he walked into those interviews. He said, like I'm trying to convince them to take a risk on me. There it was. He was approaching every opportunity from the assumption of insufficiency, of needing to convince, of being someone who might be good enough if only someone would give him a chance. That is not the state of someone who gets hired. That is the state of someone who gets a polite rejection letter. We worked together on the inner assumption. He stopped trying to perform confidence and began to inhabit the state of someone whose value was self-evident. Not arrogance, not performance, simply the quiet, settled assumption of a person who knows they belong, where they are applying. The next interview he walked into, he got the job. Same qualifications, same resume, different consciousness, different world. Most people spend their entire lives responding to echoes. They respond to yesterday's results, to last year's failures, to what other people said about them, to what their childhood seemed to prove, to the numbers in their bank account and the state of their health and the quality of their relationships. All of these things are echoes. They are the sounds of assumptions that were held in the past, reverberating into the present. And if you keep responding to the echo, you keep reaffirming the original assumption. You keep building the same wall with the same bricks. wondering why the view never changes. To change your reality, you must stop living from the echo and begin living from the origin. The origin is your mind, your consciousness, your present chosen state of being. When you choose your inner state first, when you decide what you are assuming before the world has given you any reason to assume it, you step into the role of a true creator. You become someone who does not need circumstances to change before they change inside. You become someone who changes inside and then watches with calm certainty as the circumstances follow. Reality is born in the mind, not sometimes, not for special people, not when conditions are right, always for everyone right now. The world you are experiencing today was born in your consciousness yesterday. The world you will experience tomorrow is being born in your consciousness right now. So the only question worth asking is this: what are you building right now? What assumption are you holding? What state are you occupying? What inner reality are you giving the world to reflect? Because whatever it is, the world is listening. The world has always been listening, and it will always answer. Go now and build deliberately. Build from the end. Build from the state of what you have already chosen to be true. Build from the assumption that what you want is not coming. It is already here. Already born in the only place it has ever needed to be born, in your mind. Thank you and good evening. As always, thank you for joining me on this journey into the depths of consciousness. Remember, you are not here by accident. You are here because your soul is ready for this truth. Take these teachings and let them transform not just your mind, but your entire reality. Until we meet again in consciousness, keep assuming your greatness and living from the end of your desires. This is Best of Lectures.